Yo, E-Dirt Hollywood Hills here once again for the second time ever on site. So where are we? Dundee. First round of the 2017 Liquorland National Enduro Championships, and we have just finished off the day. An absolute killer, and I do mean killer. They laid out one of the gnarliest enduro tracks that I have ever seen, and the guys had to bring A game all the way. We just interviewed all the guys after the races. Brian Capper walked away with a senior win. That's absolutely huge. We know he's a killer rider, but I don't think even he expected to deliver the goods. Good job, BC. The Masters category as well. Hilton Haywood, lastminute.com deal, steps onto a KTM, a 150, a bike that he helped design and actually came up with the idea of it many years ago when he was back across the pond working with Austria and KTM. He walked away with a Masters win. No big surprise there, but Wild Willie Gillett did make a big mistake, and he's going to be able to push him hard going forward after that. The Yamaha boys as well. New signing Stefan van Deventer walks away with the big win in the high school category, but it was the top three that were the class of the field all day long. Double T, Travis Teasdale, Scotty B and Wade Young were just at each other's throats the whole way through. Most of the time it was Wade Young who was out front. He did end up being the fastest man as well, crossed the line first and walked away with the E2 victory. But it was Scotty B that walked away with the E1 victory and the first of the four strokes. If this is what the rest of the 2017 season has in store for us, it just means it's going to be a banger. Thanks for that, Matt. Love your work. So here we are back in studio. Yeah, that was a couple of days ago down in Dundee. Very cool event. Pretty much covered everything down there. Yeah, we said that they were going to be trying to invent the wheel, trying to get a new look and feel going forward with the National Enduro Tour. I think they achieved it. Very tough first event. The guys will know exactly what's in store for them when they go around the corner. It's not long as well. Just over a month's time, they go to round number 2. Was on the schedule to go to Swaziland. That's now been rescheduled, and we're going to be going to Wild West in Johannesburg. So that's very cool. Nice local one. We've got a lot of local riders that will come in, and if Dundee's buy-in, that was just over 180 riders, is anything to go by, round number 2 and the rest of the season should be rock and roll. Good luck to all of our international riders who are going across to Hell's Gate as well. That's coming up this weekend. We'll try and keep an eye on social media and find out what's happening from that side of things. On to our next team. We've been introducing a couple of teams as we go through. It's our pleasure now to introduce you to the Factory South African KTM squad on the Enduro side of things. Let's meet the Brother Leader Tread Enduro squad for 2017. So very much a similar look and feel from last year. It's quite a big squad as well. We're obviously not going to talk about the off-road riders yet. This is just focusing on the Enduro squad. Double T, Travis Teasdale, big banger, walked away with the E1 win, has the number 1 plate on his bike for this year as well, and for many people, the man to beat. So super strong rider, tall rider, and coming off a really strong last couple of years. He stays as point on the team. Dwayne O'Clanhams as well, the king of the EWXCs, the winningest rider on that tour. One of his best domestic seasons last year, taking a couple of podiums and doing a real strong job on the national tour, and then also starting to really represent on the international side of things. He stays with the squad, and I tell you what, he is a key player to watch out for. Definitely going to be tickling podiums, and he's going to be racking up the air miles as well as he hits out on the international events. Scotty B, Scott Burvery, also a choice rider. Comes off an incredible result at last year's Roof of Africa. A great podium off Sea to Ski as well. Sorry, Sea to Sky, my apologies. And I think he's definitely one of those riders that's almost underrated. Does tend to favor going for the 4 strokes. And he seems to have developed his whole riding style around that. So Scotty B, going to be a rider to watch out for. One of the riders that is just huge at the moment, Kirsten Lantman, the winningest rider in women's extreme enduro. She's made a massive name for herself internationally. She stays on the squad. She'll be going for as many of the national enduros and extreme events as she can, but we will be losing her to most of the international events this year. She'll be racking up the air miles and doing a great job. She comes off a huge ride at last year's Roof of Africa. Absolutely stellar rider. She stays on point as the one lady on the crew. Also a rider doing a little bit of double duty, coming back from his injuries from last year. Jazzman, Jared Kutsia, he's going to be running in the off-road and on the Enduro squad, so he does get listed on this week's show as an Enduro rider. He's going to be definitely key. He's a very strong rider. He's had that time out. He took a year out a few years back, Then last year with a couple of injuries, definitely a rider to watch out for. Noted as one of the fastest riders on a 200 or a 250 on off-road, but starting to make a name for himself and putting in a lot more work on the enduro side of things as well. We may not see him peak early, but we may see him start climbing onto the podiums come about halfway through the year, and he will be a rider that will be looking to peak going into the roof. At this week's event as well, Bolly van Rooyen, one of the winningest senior and fast riders going out there. Not actually listed as part of the enduro team, but remember, he does get himself out there. The off-road tour starts very, very late in the day, so he was just sharpening his pencil, and he was out there riding with us this weekend. So that is the Brother Leader Tread KTM squad for enduro for 2017. Next week, we'll be catching up with Factory SA Husqvarna. So what have we got coming up? Well, we've got a weekend off, so we're going to take a little bit of a breath. It's been 3 weeks on the road. At the end of the month though, remember, we are going to be going up for the first event with the Middelburg crew from Vans Racing for the FJX #1 round. That is on the last racing weekend of the year. Tag your diaries. We're going to be up there for Hollywood Hills. I'll be on the mic. But remember to make sure that you get all those events down on your calendar. I spoke to a lot of riders down in Dundee. They are super keen to get on the wheel with us, and it's a real good raceable enduro cross track. With that in mind, a lot of those guys that will be coming up there will be the guys going out there and hitting international super enduro duties. Also, watch out for entries. They are open now for the second round of the GXCC Tour. Bronkhorstspruit was incredible. Round number 2 for the GXCC Tours goes up to Settlers and a brand new venue Lawrence Mahoney laying out for us. So that's going to be absolutely awesome. All it takes time now to do is just thank our sponsors, and a big thank you once again to Mercedes-Benz Bedford View. The Vito was absolutely awesome. We've been rolling big miles, and it didn't put a foot wrong. So thanks to you guys, and we hope to keep you on board as one of our major vehicle sponsors here at Hollywood Hills. Next week, what we're going to be talking about coming off our weekend off, we'll do a throw forward into the racing month of March. It's going to be an absolute banger, and Hollywood Hills is going to keep everything innovating and keep you guys informed. We'll see you guys later. Keep that coffee rolling. Cheers.